Hi everyone, welcome to our channel today. Just want to say thank you so much. All the messages that have been coming in, so many people encouraging us, and so many people still telling us to take caution that they would never, take that decision to ever return to Nigeria. And mixed feelings I'm having at this point, if I'm being honest. But I think that desire to still want to return to Nigeria is still very strong, regardless. I mean, tonight with some of the subscribers on the group, we met tonight. We had a nice chat, and it was nice having those conversations with people from different parts of the world. Really, some of us from UK, from the US, from Nigeria, even from as far as Korea. We met today and we online and we had a chat, and it was nice hearing other people's experiences. See, I've always thought I was the only one, or I was one of the few people that was nursing the idea to relocate to Nigeria, regardless or despite how things are in Nigeria. But then I look at a lot of other YouTubers, people like there's a particular lady that she has, I think the whole family, her channel is called, and she's got these little children. I think they've come from US, and I know they've been in Nigeria now for a while, and she's brought her kids to Nigeria. They've been there for months, and I see the way they just live their humble lives. They enjoy themselves, the children have fun. I don't think we would be any different, to that. People like Bayo Adio and his wife and his two daughters. People like Sisi Yemi, who has 5 children, I think she has now. So those are the kind of videos I see, and that inspires me to say, okay, it's not so bad after all. Because at the end of the day, it gets to a point where I know it might be difficult for people back home to understand that feeling, but it gets to a point where you have to kind of weigh your options and see where your heart is being drawn to. Some of the factors that I consider, for wanting to relocate, my children being one of those factors, my children. I know some people have been making comments that they think I'm bringing 5 children to Nigeria. I have a baby, but I also have a daughter who is my first child, who is just turned 18. So she's an adult. And the one after her is 16. So by the time that one is 17 plus will be when we're thinking of coming. So technically I have I'll be having like maybe 2 adults who are not going to be coming with us to Nigeria, because then they will be in university here, but they will be coming to visit us frequently. But the last 3 children I'm bringing to Nigeria, because these children, if you sit them down, you ask them, what do you think about Nigeria? The kind of answers that I get, I'm not happy with them. And these are things that I've been nursing secretly for a long time. Like, is this all my children will ever know? Like, they don't even know. They will be saying, oh, aunties. They refer to any elderly person. Oh, that auntie. And sometimes they don't even understand why we do certain things in our culture. For example, like there was a day when my elder sister had said to my daughter that I think they had a little bit of misunderstanding, and in our own eyes, my sister was wrong, who was our auntie, but she didn't understand why we could not tell my sister that she was wrong for her. In our culture, in Yoruba culture, we don't do that. Like, between you and somebody who is old enough to be your mother, even though that elderly person is wrong, you cannot tell that elderly person that you are wrong and tell the little girl that you are the one who is right. It's disrespectful. But she can't really understand why. Why is that disrespectful? Why will I say that's disrespectful? For what? If somebody's done something wrong, you tell them. When I told her, I said, when an African person or a Nigerian person sees you outside, they will think you don't have manners. They will think, oh, they didn't raise this girl, they didn't raise her well. Meanwhile, it's not that we didn't raise you well. You are in a society where the culture is different. I love the fact that they get that confidence and they're able to speak up, which is one of the things that British culture teaches children, and is a very positive thing, because it helps the children to be confident and to be able to look somebody in the eye and express themselves, which is a good thing. But then sometimes there's that clash where the children can't really balance. Oh, you are saying this is how they do in Africa. She will say, oh, that's so unfortunate then. If that's what you guys do in Africa, why would children be thinking that way? So I've always had it in my mind that these children will go back to Nigeria for a long time. I mean, if I wanted to come back to Nigeria after having my papers, I would have been back in Nigeria 10 years ago. But like a lot of other people out there who have not really achieved much, you know, You don't need too much. I don't think so that you need so much to be able to go back to Nigeria. I mean, I haven't spoken to a lot of people today within the, some of our subscribers today. They made the group we had earlier on today. People say the people will be contented. They will be satisfied with the little that they have. You don't need too much. I don't even think it's wise to go to Nigeria and go and be, like so one of the comments that somebody said here that you need at least 500 million naira. 500, that's 225,000 pounds to go back to Nigeria to give me soft landing. 500 million. When I saw that comment, I was like, oh my goodness, it definitely can't be this bad. Whilst I appreciate, I know the person is thinking, oh, you have to live in a comfortable house, he said something about driving a car that is pumping out AC and all that. I mean, me, I've been to visit Nigeria since leaving. I've visited maybe 1 week, 2 weeks max. But the children have never been. The first two children I brought from Nigeria when I was coming here, one was 3 and one was just 1. So they know nothing about Nigeria. And they've never been since then. We just in and out, maybe twice in those 15 years. So it's not like we've really spent time. And yes, I know that the weather, but you will get used to it. If people brought, like that lady I made the example of earlier, the lady with the 4 children from the US, in the whole family. If she can come from US with those little children, and those children are coping nicely, why are we any different? And I definitely do not believe that I need 500 million naira. If I have 500 million naira, or if I had 500 million, I would definitely not be buying a house that would swallow up all this money and buying a car. I mean, what else do I need? You need a house, you need a car, you need a secured estate, like people have been saying. You need just something on 4 wheels to drive you around. You need a good school. You need good school for the kids. Then I know there are people are doing all sorts of things now as alternative energy for lights and everything. So I don't need to be in a mansion. And these are people who are sharing the same ideas, and they're like, we've been waiting for somebody to just speak up for like forever. So some people are even saying they are going to Abeokuta. They are going to look at all those videos we see of people living in remote places. I know Nigeria security is an issue. But security is an issue everywhere. Even here in the UK, you can't tell me that UK is crime free. As secured as people are claiming that the UK is. Why did I run away from London? I lived in London. I lived in London for more than 5 years. And when I was living in London, my children were young. So my son came as 1-year-old. And as he was growing up, I knew it at the back of my mind that this London is not where my children will grow up. Because the viciousness in London and the crime, oh my goodness. The day that I decided I'm going to leave London, I'm going to move out of London and go and look for the village part of UK. That I'm going to go and live in the village part of UK where nobody will know my children. In fact, I don't even mind them being the only black there. Because when we came to this area where we are living, my children were the only black people. Even till now, my daughter is still the only black girl in her nursery class. So the day I vowed to leave London was the day I went to Brixton Market. I remember that particular day. And as I just got on the bus and just left that bus stop, somebody just came from nowhere and people randomly like that. Like there was just vicious attack on people. And it was when I got home and I turned on the telly, then I saw the news. I was like, Brixton that I just left now, the same bus stop where I just took that bus. The same bus stop. Somebody with, no aggravated, nothing. It wasn't like he was fighting anybody. From nowhere, just started attacking people. And you can just imagine. So it shows that it's only God that keeps us safe. If I'm going to wait till I raise 225,000 pounds to go to Nigeria, it means I'm going to be here for a very, very long time. Because like people abroad have been saying, and this person that wrote this, I think is in the UK. This person will now make people in Nigeria to be thinking that it is easy to raise this kind of money. I'm not saying that people don't have good jobs. There are consultants who make good money. There are doctors. But people with normal, I'm classified as a government worker here in the UK, just like you say, a civil servant in Nigeria. So, and I know it's only a handful of people that would be able to save this kind of money, have this kind of money sitting down in their account, 225,000 pounds. So, for all of us who are working and paying the bills, which I know that a lot of us fall into that category, it means the hope of ever moving forward is ever coming back to Nigeria. If you can't live within your means, if you can't live on little, If I had this £225,000, I would have 7 buy-to-let properties. That's what I would do. I will not come and buy a mansion in Lake. I am telling you, I will not come and buy a car that is pumping out, a Jeep that is pumping out AC. My car will have AC, fine, because I need AC, because I know the sun in Nigeria is harsh. But I will not be buying anything luxurious, because, you know, you have to think of how to sustain yourself. Because at the end of the day, that's how you will end up running back quickly, because you will quickly go through that money that you have. If you cannot plan and adjust, and nobody should be able to tell that, oh, this person just came back from anywhere. Maybe your children's accent, because they are the ones that have British accent. Me, I don't. So maybe their accent will give them off at school. People will know. But not that at the first glance or at the first sighting of you like this, they are saying boom, 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 boom. They are saying your car blasting this thing. They are saying, oh, look at the mansion where it's living. No, 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 no. If I had that kind of money, I would invest it in 7 properties in the UK or wherever. That would, because on buy to let, that would, if you were to buy a house in maybe my Liverpool, you will still get three bedroom for 100,000. So based on that calculation, 100,000, and if you are doing buy to let, you just need to pay 25%. So 25,000 on every 100 this thing, and you use 5,000 to fix up the place. So I will give you like 6 to 7 properties. On each one, if you are making £400, you multiply that by 7. You want to tell me that like almost £2,800 or 3,000 a month. You want to tell me that 3,000 a month is, do you know what 3,000 a month is? That's like 6 million naira. I mean, people can boast that they are spending up to that. Even among the rich people who are in Nigeria, who spends 6 million naira in Nigeria a month? Abba, who spends 6 million naira? So don't let people in Nigeria be thinking that we have money here, like we are coming home with that kind of money. Any same person will not be able to live that kind of life. It's unrealistic. If I had not gotten my papers, I think I would still want to go back to Nigeria. All I would just have to do is probably just get enough. If I can find means to save enough and then go and start something in Nigeria. Thank you so much for watching and have a lovely day. Bye-bye.